It's from the Player's Handbook, and we're going to have a 35-point battle report today. The scenario is Assassination. Let me go over the terrain on the board, which is so everybody knows what it is. We got 3 forests, which is, you know, 3 forests. A hill that blocks line of sight to small base models, and we got 2 pieces of completely impassable, just towers. Alright, so I'm playing Circle today, which is my new thing. I know everybody on Facebook knows, but if you don't, I kind of just decided we got some new Legion players. I'm going to go to Circle because they were my first true love. Excuse me. So today I have got a 35-point Cassius and Wormwood army. So let me show you what I've got here. Up front, I've got a full unit of Thorn Blood Trackers with Nuala the Huntress, a minimum unit of Wolves Ouroboros with the Chieftain and Totem Bearer. I've got a Wold Warden, Cassius, a Warpwolf Stalker, Reef Hunter, Shifting Stone Unit number 1, Wormwood, and Shifting Stone Unit number 2. And my opponent today is Phil.
What's up, guys?
And he's got his scorn out today. So what are you running today, man?
Well, I've got a Cannoneer, a max unit of Beast Handlers sitting in the back here, full unit of Annihilators, Adeptus Marketh, Bronzeback, Gladiator, and Hexorus. So, trying to get back into the Horde's flow here.
Yeah, with Domination coming out, it's that time. Alright, guys, so I'd like to say now that I know a lot of people hate on Cassius, but I actually think he's really good, so let's see what he can do. Alright, guys, we're back with the end of round 1, and I didn't really do a lot on my first turn. Basically, Shifting Stone's activated, and they shifted up for 8 inches. Reef Hunter ran. The Warpwolf Stalker took Prowl and ran into the woods. Cassius ran and discarded 2 Fury. The Wold Warden ran into the woods. The Blood Trackers ran but didn't go the full distance because I didn't want to be right in front of his Annihilators. And the Wolves Ouroboros just moved up.
Alright. And for Scorn, not a whole lot. I started with my Annihilators knowing that the Blood Trackers are really good and they're going to die. I wanted them, the Annihilators only walked up, not even their full 6 inches. The Cannoneer then activated, walked up 4, and tried to shoot a Blood Tracker, who, I was a little bit short, so it scattered, deviated on top of one, and still killed it. He's the Blood Tracker's prey, by the way, so we'll see what happens there. Gladiator cast Rush on himself, and then walked and riled for 1. The Bronzeback then walked up and riled for 3. Beast Handlers moved up. Hexorus walked up, put Psychic Vampire on himself, and Death March on the Annihilators, plus 2 Mat and Vengeance. Then Marketh went up and cast Soul Slave on the Bronzeback. And that's the end of round 1. We'll be back with round 2.
A couple things of point of note, that this token is actually where the Gladiator is. Phil didn't want to try to balance his newly painted model on a step, which I get. And Wormwood has a soul. Alright, guys. So we're back with turn 2. Alright, guys, back with Circle turn 2, and another really quick turn. I started with the Blood Trackers, who moved up and tried to take a few shots at the Annihilators, but they were actually a little out of range, so they reformed back. Because, yeah, I'm not messing with that. I then activated the Wolves, who just walked up 6. The Stalker took Prowl and advanced, and the Wold Warden ran. The Reef Hunter walked out of the woods and shot the Annihilator here, killed him, snap-fired into this one, but he made his tough roll. And the Shifting Stones just shifted over here. And then these Shifting Stones shifted the tree up 8 inches. Cassius walked up and feeded and said, "Come at me, bro." And that was basically turning the front upside down, guys. So that's Circle turn 2. We'll be back with Scorn turn 2 and see how Phil deals with the Forest of Doom. Guys, we are back with Scorn turn 2. Phil, what happened?
Not a whole lot. That feat really hurts over my army since I have no way to really see past the forest. So I started by leeching my Fury, upkeeping my spells. I had 1 soul on Marketh from Annihilator dying, so I could upkeep 1 spell there. And then Hexorus upkept 2, so all my spells are still in play. My Annihilators then took their 3-inch Vengeance move, those that could. The one guy was knocked down, just decided to stand up and shift over when they activated. So I activated them right after I did their Vengeance move, and they sat at the edge of the forest. The Cannoneer shuffled back 1 inch and riled for 2. I don't want anybody to get too close to that Stalker or the Wold Warden over there. The Gladiator that was back here moved up to where the token is. He's not balanced, so he's just up on the hill, getting ready for next turn. The Bronzeback shuffled up a little bit. Beast Handlers moved around. Marketh moved up to make sure he's closer than the tree. And Hexorus walked up a little bit. Now, you may say, Phil, what about page 5? Page 5 doesn't say you have to play like an idiot and run into a woods. So I'm just trying to wait it out because I really have no counter to his feat this turn. So we'll be back with circle turn 3, guys.
Alright guys, we're back with circle turn 3, and it was a pretty decent turn except for my retarded stalker, which I'll explain in a minute. So, I started by leeching my fury, obviously. I took the soul from the tree this time, so I had 7 fury. And, I started. So the first thing I did was I activated the prime shifting stones, and they shifted. And, the next thing I did was have the Wold Warden walk over, and he geomancied Curse of Shadows onto the Annihilators, which was effective, and he was just out of Hexer's control area, so he didn't take a point of damage. So then Cassius walks around, and he casts Hellmouth on this stone, which pulled in a Beast Handler, 3 Annihilators, and the Cannoneer, and killed all the Annihilators. The Beast Handler was a little just right out of the template. Didn't do any damage to the Cannoneer, which is unfortunate at this point. So then he went ahead and he cast Unseen Path, and he saddled one to come back to the tree. So the next thing I did was activate the Stalker, and I was like, oh man, here it comes. He charges the Cannoneer, hits him for a ton of damage with the charge. 14 points of damage on the charge. Within his claw attack, hits for a bunch more, and then he proceeds to miss 4 times in a row. Because he is mental. It's kind of like Phil's Phoenix. He just can't get it done sometimes. So after that was done, I activated the Blood Trackers and did a combination of advancing a few charged. Was able to kill a couple Annihilators, and I actually did about 7 points of damage to the Gladiator. So they reformed back. The shifting stones back here just shifted up around the tree in case I need to port him away somewhere. And the Wolves Vorbush just advanced. And that was me, so we'll see what Phil can throw at me in return. Alright guys, we're back with scoring turn 3, and Phil had it was just an amazing turn actually. So, alright Phil.
I started off leeching my fury, and Hexer Mark had the 2 souls on him, so he was able to upkeep 2 for free. Then the Annihilators took their vengeance move, killing any blood tracker that was in the way, so I think I killed 4. I had 4 guys there. Then started by activating the Annihilators because I needed them out of the way, so they charged in here. And, well, whatever they touched died except for the Reaver, who I somehow failed to kill at dice -1, but I'll take it. I got a bunch of blood trackers out of the way, and then they passed their command check. After that, I started by having my Gladiator cast Rush, who stayed still, cast on the Bronzeback. Bronzeback then walked up here. My Beast Handlers then activated, healed him for 2. I only healed the Cannoneer for 1, which was frustrating for me, because he needed to heal 2 back to get all of his aspects full. But then I activated Hexerus, who walked up a little bit, healed the Cannoneer for 1, and started casting Soulfire through the spell-slaved Bronzeback, and killed himself a bunch of wolves over here, which allowed him to get it off 3 times, and now he's sitting on 2 Fury, because whenever I kill a model with Soulfire, I get a Fury back. Then the Cannoneer activated and started wailing on the Stalker. I took the first hit, and since I needed 9s, I boosted it. I hit, and then I decided to boost damage with his War Mace, so dice -1, I did 14 points of damage. So it's an even trade there. Then, knowing that the stones, what Richard's been doing with the stones, I decided to use my Tusk attack against the stone that was here because I didn't want it coming into this area and killing off the rest of my Beast Handlers and getting to Hexers. So then I bought another Mace attack, boosted the hit, and rolled an 8 instead of a 9. So the Stalker's about half dead. My Titan's pretty much dead. But overall, it was a good turn. Marquette kind of stayed still because I didn't want him dying. Other than that, that's the end of Scorn's turn. We'll be back.
Alright guys, we'll be back. Alright guys, we're back with circle turn 4, and pretty good comeback turn for me now. I leeched my Fury, I left 1 on the Warden, and I took all the souls for the tree for 11 Fury. The first thing I did was activate the shifting stones in the back, and they shifted over. Which reminds me, I still need to roll the damage roll for that stuff, but I'll do it in a second. So after that, I activated the Wold Warden, who charged the Gladiator and
Cannoneer.
Whatever, they're all the same to me. The elephant with the cannon, and he killed it. And then afterwards, he geomancied Curse of Shadows onto the Beast Handlers, which successfully. The next thing I did was activate the Blood Tracker, who charged Annihilator and missed. Oh my god. So then the Reef Hunter was like, let me show you how a man does it, and he killed that Annihilator, and then got his range attack for quick work, and then his snapfire shot, and killed all the Annihilators like a boss. I then had the Wolves of Orboros mini feat and charge into the Bronzeback, doing
6.
No,
7.
like 9 total. Because one got hit for 7, 2 hit for 1. So about 9 points of damage there. I then activated the shifting stones here to shift the tree out of the way further in the woods, and then had the Stalker activate and charge all up in the back. Well, he regenerated for D3 first, and then he charged the back arc of the Bronzeback and made pretty short work of him, actually rolling what he needed to roll for once. And then finally I had Cassius activate and charge my Blood Tractor, killing her and making a 3-inch AoE, and he targeted this stone with Hellmouth, which killed Marquez and 4 Beast Handlers.
Who then failed their command check, so they get to do nothing.
So they can't do anything. And then he cast a Stranglehold, boosted hit, boosted damage on the Gladiator, and was successful, so he has to forfeit movement or action. And then used 2 to cast Unseen Path to get back over here near the tree, still sitting on a Fury. And that was me, so it's a real close, real tense game, which means Phil don't have a whole lot of it. It's usually one-sided for one of us. So we'll see what happens, guys.
Alright guys, we're back with Scorn turn 4, maybe 5, I can't remember, I lost track. Anyways, I started by leeching the 1 Fury I could off the Gladiator, who then with Stranglehold up obviously had to forfeit either movement or action, and of course then I managed to pass my threshold check, which was fine. So he's either forfeiting movement or action. I then upkept the Psychic Vampire, since Cassius is probably going to have to try to spell me to death if he gets too close, that way I can start trying to knock off some of his 20 health that he has. Started trying to rally the Beast Handlers, who failed. Luckily I chose to run them 0 inches, so if they're alive next turn, hopefully they'll rally. And then activated Hexorus, who charged a Stalker. This is the first time I've ever gotten Hexorus into combat before. And he killed the Stalker in 2 hits, and then cast 3 Soulfires, and failed to kill the Chieftain, because I rolled double 1s. So I decided, instead of casting another spell, to just try to play it safe, and left 3 Fury on my caster. I don't know if that was a smart decision or not. Then I just walked the Gladiator over to try to block a little bit of line of sight, and riled him for 2, so he's got 1 if I need to throw to him. We'll be back with Circle.
Alright guys, next Circle turn. Not a lot. Wolf, the random Wolf charge Textures did a couple points. Reeve sat still and shot him, did a couple points. Cassius Hellmouth, the stone that shifted over by him, and did a couple points. Wold Warden charged, couldn't hit him for crap, but got another Stranglehold on the Gladiator.
Hate that spell.
Alright guys, not a lot happened this turn, because I figured I can't kill a 35-point beast with just my caster with the POW 14 at -4. So he swung once, did 2 points of damage, then decided he'd kill a stone, so that way Richard can't at least Hellmouth him constantly closer and closer with those stones there. So he's got 1 stone left. Beast Handlers rallied. Other than that, the Gladiator walked on over to say hello. So hopefully, if he doesn't drag him away with another spell or something like that, my Gladiator can do something to his beast finally, so the Gladiator can do something this game. So otherwise, it's kind of a push comes to shove here, because Cassius doesn't have a whole lot of offensive spells, and Hexorus...
Cassius only has offensive spells.
Well, he only has 1 damaging offensive spell.
Hellmouth causes damage? Stranglehold causes damage?
2. Okay. So I'm wrong. Point is, it's going to be one of those, how do you kill Hexorus when I have a fully tooled up beast there, and how do I get all the way back to Cassius over there anytime soon? We'll see what happens, guys, and we'll be back in a bit.
Real quick turn for Circle, guys. The Wold Warden tried to swing on the Gladiator. He missed the first attack, so I didn't get the smite off. I had the Chieftain charge in and do a few points of damage, and the Reef Hunter charge in and do a few points of damage. Cassius walked out of the woods, did a Stranglehold, boosted the hit and hit him, but I rolled an 8 for the damage, so didn't do the damage to prevent him from doing, so that's going to hurt. Probably going to kill my Wold Warden this turn. It's actually not looking good for Circle now, but we'll see what happens.
And we're back. Started by upkeeping and leeching, and then my Gladiator... my Beast Handlers came in. This guy charged at a point. I haven't been able to kill that UA 4 times now. So then this one medicated, so the Gladiator had all of its aspects. Then it took all 4 of his fury to kill the Wold Warden, because I rolled like a 3 on damage once or something. So I did a couple bad damage rolls, so I have nowhere to throw to. Hexorus then leached the Beast Fury, killed the Wolf's UI here, and then tried to Hellfire a stone here, missed once, did another one, killed him. So he has no fury on him, but I have nowhere to throw to, so in the end it really doesn't matter. And we'll be back to see if Cassius can kill me this turn.
Alright guys, real simple. Shifting Stone shifted back in the woods. Cassius walked out and cast Curse and Shadows on Hexorus, then Unseen Path back. And the Reef Hunter swung on the Gladiator to no avail.
Okay guys, we're back. Leached my fury, cut myself for 4 to make sure I got back up to the total amount I needed. Upkept for the 1. Walked Hexorus around to kill the Reef Hunter, healing myself for a point of damage, and then I cast Soul Slave on the Gladiator. Then Beast Handlers walked up, 1 healed, or medicated for a point on the Gladiator. The Gladiator cast his animate self on himself, walked up 6 inches, and that's turn.
Alright guys, I cut myself for 6. I've got 2 health left on Cassius. I charged the Gladiator and did a few points of damage and Unseen Pathed out. It's going to be a game here real shortly. Cassius can't do a whole lot when it's just Cassius.
Yeah, Gladiator only has 6 health left, so you did miss once and you rolled bad on a damage on a boost, so.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, Cassius is one of those guys because not only do I have to protect him, I have to keep the tree safe. I've got no way to get souls to enhance his performance. And the Shifting Stones have really, they serve their purpose this game. I can't get them close enough. Well, I mean, there's no reason now, because we're all at each other's throats. And having no support models left is kind of big, too. So, we'll see what Phil does, but it's probably game here.
Alright guys, we're back, and the game is over. After leeching my fury and upkeeping both Soul Slave and Vampire, my Beast Handlers walked up and medicated, just in case for whatever reason this failed to go off. I wanted my Gladiator to have all of his aspects back. He then cast Rush on himself, walked for 6, got within 5 inches of the tree, who has Prowl. Hexorus then moved up, then through the Arc Node, cast a Hellfire at the tree, hit, boosted damage, did more than 2 damage since if you hit the tree with any attack, all the damage goes to Cassius. Cassius has no Beast, no Fury, so couldn't throw it. And that turns out to be game. We'll be back with our thoughts and models of the match.
Alright guys, we're back with models of the match for the Cassius Hexorus game. I'll go first since I got dominated pretty hard. Mine were the Shifting Stones, simply because they did their job. In this list, there's a set that support and a set that get hit with Hellmouths, and they did it really well. Like, I cleared out the majority of your infantry, like, really fast, just doing that.
Yeah.
And they're a really useful unit for 2 points. I really like them in the Cassius list. And Phil,
mine's my Gladiator. Not to be confused with the other Titans that both Richard and I had issues saying today. The Gladiator simply because his Animus allowed me to get my Titans where I needed to early, and the fact was that due to just the sheer number of hitboxes he had, I kept all late game having a Titan with basically full health really saved my tail. More ways than one, especially against the shifting, what is it called? Warden.
The Wold Warden?
Yeah, Wold Warden. Because if I didn't have a Titan left, it was game over for me there, because, my caster, Hexorus is good, but he's not going to chew through a beast with that much health and armor on his own, especially with Cassius sitting back there popping spells off. So, also, being able to act as an Arc Node late game is always nice, so that's why it's my model of my match.
Alright, so after thoughts on the game, really I think the only thing I think I really did wrong, and this was just my second game with Cassius, so I'm still getting a feel for him. I think the biggest thing I did, I clogged up my infantry really bad with deployment and movement. I'm so worried about keeping them in the forest for the feet that, I shouldn't worry about that. With Stealth and Defense 14, Blood Trackers can really just hang out anywhere. But other than that, I think I played it pretty smart. Considering that I played it down to just Cassius and some stones and a tree left, I think that's pretty decent.
And you got me down to Hexorus, 2 Beast Handlers, and a half-dead Titan.
I would even be willing to go as far as say this is probably the best game me and Phil have ever had. It was really, really, really knocked down, drag out, just close.
Yeah, it's as you've seen on some of the videos, our games tend to be lopsided one way or the other. Even in, the Naresh game was one of our closer games, but still it was on turn 3 that I got him. So I think really for me, the only thing that really saved me was him bunching his infantry up, because that allowed my last 4 Annihilators to cut through a huge swath of his infantry, and then position my Arc Node, the Bronzeback at my time, to throw around a bunch of spells to help kill off those wolves, so he only had 3 left to do his mini-feat with. Because if I didn't kill off his infantry with only 3 Titans, well, 2 Titans at that point, really, it was going to be really hard for me to get through them, because even though Hexor's has some AoEs and a lot of spells, if he's running low on Fury each turn, the beasts get caught up into melee. Even with infantry, it's going to take a while to get through them, and he's just going to outnumber me since this was such a low model count army. Other than that, I should have shot the stones earlier, but lesson learned there, because they don't give me souls, because they just remove the models from play, which kind of sucks for Skorne, because I was relying on Marquette to get those souls to upkeep my spells for free. But live and learn. Forgot how much fun Hordes is with all the Fury.
Oh yeah, it was definitely a blast. I enjoyed it, and you guys will see a lot more Cassius on the channel. I know I played with unpainted models, but I'm rewarding myself since I've actually got Wormwood and Cassius done this week, plus some work on the Stalker. So it's coming along. So I might actually play them a little bit on the channel as I'm getting them painted. But I mean, I've been pretty good with my painting. So
my Skorne's getting worked on, as are all my other models. They're working there slowly. It's just a matter of time with painting the Skorne scheme simple enough. It just requires me to sit down and actually do it.
Alright guys, well we hope you enjoyed it, and once again, this has been one of the better games I think we've done on the channel. So enjoy it, and keep posted for more Players Handbook.